What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Taste Tuesday on Taste of the Game, on the show we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Chris.
And we have 4 topics to talk about, so let's get into it. For our first bit of news, Kit Harington, the actor who plays Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, is actually going to be, apparently, the bad guy in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. There's not a whole lot of information on that, but apparently he's going to make an appearance, just like in a lot of the prior Call of Duties. There are famous people in them. What do you guys think about bringing an actor of his prestige into Call of Duty?
Well, and like you said before, they've done it before with other actors like, I'm losing his name right now, House of Cards.
Oh yeah,
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey was in as a villain.
I mean, Marshawn Lynch was in the game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's something. I mean, it just really shows how much money.
We're all from Washington, so Marshawn Lynch fucking raised the altar.
It just kind of shows how much money Activision brings in from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That they can bring in actors, movies, and TV to play as characters in their games.
What do you guys think before I get into what I was going to say?
Well, they need when these games come out, everybody knows it's multiplayer. Like that's what those games are.
Call these all about
Yeah,
multiplayer
I mean
at this point.
that's why we play it.
Yeah.
I mean, there hasn't been a good story since Modern Warfare 2.
Yep.
That I think, anyway. I
So
mean,
Black
Black Ops 3 was
pretty
fun,
good.
but it was not nearly close to Modern Warfare 2.
But it's cool that they're doing that because then you just have these random, ass characters in this game. And you're like, why should I care about this
Right.
person?
Yeah.
And now Harrington's in it. It's like, that's really freaking cool. Like, I like that.
Chris?
It's cool and all. I've never really played much of those games.
Yeah.
And you don't watch a whole lot of Game of Thrones.
No, I don't actually.
So this doesn't really mean a whole lot.
And it's interesting. It would be weird. It would be super interesting to see like his range because that's all I ever. We all know is Jon Snow, and it's like, what is he gonna do?
He's kind
That's
of
what I was
flat,
going to say. Is the question I want to ask you guys is, do you
Just a
think this
pretty
is going
face.
to... Do you think he's going to elevate the game at all? Do you think he's going to add anything to it? Because for me, I've only known him as Jon Snow.
Yeah.
I know he's in the Silent Hill movie that bombed, so I assume he didn't do that
yeah.
great. I did not watch it. But for me, the interest there is I would like to see what he can do. If he does bad, I'll know. If he does good, I'll be like, wow, he actually has range. I don't know anything about this actor other than Game of Thrones. So in a way, it does spark interest for me because I want to know what he's capable of as an actor.
Right. Well, and this is the second time we've gotten a Game of Thrones actor in a video game that I know of too, besides the
Littlefinger in
third time then,
Quantum Break.
because
Who's Littlefinger?
Peter
in Quantum
Dinklage was Dinklebot.
Break?
Oh, yeah.
So they undinkleblotted him and got Nolan North.
Yeah. So
That's yeah.
So
That's
not
crazy.
not too good. Because in Quantum Break, the dude who plays Littlefinger, I forgot his name, he does okay. But at the same time, he still just has like the same smirk constantly. Reminds me so much of Littlefinger.
Also, Heavy Rain had like the dude from Heroes.
Which one?
Oh, not Heavy Rain. I'm thinking of the
Beyond Two
Rockstar.
Souls? Oh.
No, Rockstar. The Noir one.
L.A.
L.A.
Noire.
Noire.
L.A. Noir.
Yeah.
That guy was in that game. I think that was the only actor. Oh, and the guy, the main character. The main character is an actor too. He was in, I think he was in Band of Brothers and a couple other movies.
Okay.
But no, anyway, it doesn't.
It's really weird after I play L.A. Noire because I watch some like TV shows and I'll
Yeah.
see a person like
Yeah.
I saw.
Oh, he's a
video
Mad
game,
Men
it's so
too.
weird.
He's a Mad Men. He plays like a dapper dude, so it kind of makes sense.
Well,
But it doesn't. It works when they do it. It works.
Yeah.
Villain
Do you-
though is like you're the top
Do
of
you
the.
guys think though that this benefits the game? Do you think it's going to change anything? Do you think it's going to hurt the game?
I think it adds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just more advertising for them.
It
Essentially,
draws.
they're like, "You guys love Game of Thrones. You love Jon Snow. He's in
Kit
this."
Harington's a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's adding more heart too. I mean, they're actually like looking into the storyline, which is the Kevin Spacey thing. Like I watched, I didn't play through the storyline, but I watched videos of Kevin Spacey. And I'm like, it's Kevin Spacey. Like he's a good actor.
He did it all right.
Yeah.
The storyline was kind of meh.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be more of a novel thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like you guys said, everybody only plays it for multiplayer.
Yep.
And okay, so you got some celebrity playing in the storyline that no one plays more than once.
Unless they're trying to draw in people,
And then
more people, because the one thing that I ever played Call of Duty for until Modern Warfare 2, and the reason I even picked up Black Ops 3 was for the single player aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, Marshawn Lynch is in it, and if anybody has seen an interview with Marshawn Lynch, it's like talking to a potato. So it's
my.
insane. Like,
All right, with that, let's go into our second bit of news. Bring it in, Chevy.
So the World of Warcraft fan server, which I believe is called Nostralius, I might be getting that wrong,
Yeah.
was finally shut down after being on for a long time. Blizzard Activision sent a cease and desist. The people behind that fan server did get to meet with Blizzard CEOs, though, about talking about essentially why they shut it down and actually mild interests in doing it themselves, but stating that it's more complicated than just rolling back updates due to old code and missing resources. And Blizzard said that if they're going to do something, they want to make sure they do it right.
So, bringing back legacy servers, what do you guys think? Do you think that's a positive thing? Do you think that's going to really change anything? Do you think that'll bring back players?
Speaking as someone who's played since vanilla, I mean, I don't play anymore, but I have a lot of friends who missed vanilla Warcraft. I think the problem is, though, is that there's not a lot of end-game content. I mean, once you reach that, what do you do?
Yeah, but people have fond memories of doing 40-man Nax.
Well, sure, but I mean,
I
after
don't know
you've
that
got
well.
like one character completely geared out of vanilla gear, what do you do after that? You make another one, and then another one, and after that, it loses its value. I think it's a great way of them trying to bring back the older clientele, but they're going to lose them again because it's just going to seem dull after a while.
Yeah.
Especially since they've already done it. Like, it'd be cool for a split second. That nostalgia factor.
novelty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
they-
oh, cool, it's back. They'll come back. But like you were saying, I feel like it's going to wear off real quick.
That group was running that fan server, though, and
Oh,
it
really?
was...
But do you
healthy
think
for
that's
a
like
long
a
time.
small niche crowd, though? to
I'm
keep
sure it
that
is.
alive?
I'm sure it
It's
is.
an old school crowd. It's funny because like I played WoW for like a minute. It's not my type of game, but I was watching it just definitely not.
No, Chris looked amused by that.
I was watching a Twitch streamer play it. He usually does like Destiny streams, but he went back and he was playing WoW, and it was just funny to listen to him talk because he's like, you know, obviously playing the newer game stuff, but he was cracking me up because he kept being like, you know, how you could now just when you're flying on a mountain, you can just like click on something and just automatically go there. And he's like, back in my day, we had to run, we had to walk the whole fucking way, and I'm just like, that's funny to me, but I mean, that was cool. I mean, that was fun to people. Like,
Convenience was less of a factor.
yeah.
Having a mount was like a prestige thing back
Yeah.
then too, because that was
Yeah.
a shit ton of gold.
No, I remember when mounts were like a thing. People were like, I got this mount. Where now everybody's just got fucking like 1,000 mounts.
I have all.
There's a
faction
lot
mounts.
going on screen. Like when you if I, especially watching this dude play and like you know the newer stuff, it's just like I don't know what is going on because you're in this area and there's like pets here. This guy's got a mount here. He's got freaking wings or something. I don't know what is going on, but if they want, I mean, people, you know, they hold on to that kind of stuff and they want it. They give the people what they want, man.
Well, and I think the best way to put it is having more options is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, especially
Absolutely
if it's
Especially-
just a server for it, you can
Especially
still play the new stuff or the old
Even
stuff.
if
at
it
that
is a
point.
small niche crowd, at least you're giving them something. Those people are going to be happy, content, and stay where they're at.
And you pay for the game. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, if you're getting, like, these people who are still going to continue to pay these subscription to play and they want, you know what I mean? They give it to them, man.
Well, they've done something else pretty smart recently too. They kind of adapted something from Eve, where you can buy an in-game item with real money and use that to pay for subscriptions now.
Right.
So people who don't have money for a subscription can just play a lot, get these items with in-game
cool.
currency, and still have their subscription going. So
Definitely.
Time.
With that, let us know in the comments below. Are you interested in legacy service for World of Warcraft? Are you playing it still? Let us know. For a third bit of news, the boss of Sony has come out and confirmed that the PS4, K, or Neo is actually in development. So it's finally confirmed. We know for sure this is being made. We knew already, but now we've had the guy at the top of the fucking food chain say it's coming out. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about him actually saying it's coming out before E3, even though it's not going to be shown at E3? And yeah.
I mean, it still gets people hyped. I mean, everybody's already hyped for E3, so this something. It's like I don't know what to compare it to, but it's just like a little taste. Even though, like, you know, but people are still gonna think like, oh, maybe they might say something about it, even though they probably won't. But still, I mean, that's. I mean, it just doesn't seem like the PS4 has been out for that long. I mean, same thing with the Xbox. This wasn't the Xbox that coming out with the new thing. Still, but that's not that long. I mean, the PS3 was out for forever.
Sure. It's kind of a sign of the times, though. Like, because technology is flowing so quickly now that the jumps don't matter anymore. It's the progression.
But essentially, weren't they saying like I mean, like the PS4 is just like a computer. Like it's just or
they're
like
built
PC,
like PCs now.
It's like you don't really have. You can just update it.
The thing too that kind of shot everyone in the foot when it came to consoles is because they came out right before 4K actually caught on. It still hasn't fully caught on yet, but it is catching on.
Yeah,
it's not
it will
dying.
happen.
It's not like 3D TVs. It's not like everybody's like, oh, what the fuck, and they're trying to force it down our throats. 4K is catching on. I know people have 4K TVs, and it's growing.
Plus
so
VR and shit like that.
With VR, absolutely. So adding more power, adding 4K to consoles makes sense.
Right.
What do you and Chris think?
The only thing I was going to add, because I want Chris to get a chance because he looks a little peeved, is that this isn't that new, because, and especially after 3 to 4 years, because they did new consoles before with slim versions of their consoles.
Yeah,
and cool. They've stated with this one, the current model of the PS4, I should say, not old, isn't going to stop production. They're going to keep making them because they want there to be options for people to buy one or the other.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think the price of the PS4 will go down?
I don't know if it's supposed to go down, but the 4K they said will not be the same price. It'll be a little more. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it's like it seems like it's more. I mean, intensive. So I would think they would.
Well, originally we talked about it, and you had said that it was going to be the same price. So it's interesting here. It's going to be a little bit more, which makes sense to me. But if they could release at the same price point, I think that would be genius. But
they're going to do as low as they can. They can't sell a $600 console. Absolutely. They learned that already.
Absolutely.
So.
Chris, what do you think?
I know it's a sign of the times, but I'm fucking sick and tired of buying a new console and then not too shortly after, oh look, here's a better version of the same console.
Wii U.
Same price.
Wii U.
Wii U.
That thing's fucking
It's the
dead.
same concept as like certain video games that come out, like
Wii U
Street
was out
Fighter.
for a while, though.
Or, you know, I love Guilty Gear, but if you buy the first one, you're fucked because they're going to come out with 3-4 different versions that have all the complete characters.
Street
and you
Fighter,
just,
same way, man.
Yeah. I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah.
Finish your fucking shit before you release it.
Yeah. And I get that.
I didn't even buy a
stresses,
PS3
though.
until the Slim version, though, so that was the thing.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, too, because, like, the Slim idea is almost gone now. Especially now with consoles releasing better than they were before.
And
prior, the technology was the same, but smaller. So you have to release a cheaper
and
version.
And also, like, they downgraded because with the bigger version, like PS3, it was backwards compatible.
The original.
And the Slim, when they came out, it was you can't do that anymore. So I'm just like, that's just going backwards. So that doesn't make any sense. But
I think
this honking freaking this anchor of a console.
I think the way they're going about it is smart because it's not something you have to go buy. You're not being forced to because the games aren't going to be only for that, and the other one's still going to be in the ecosystem. You don't have to get rid of your old console, so it's not a forced purchase. This is more of like, you know, like when instead of like watching something on Netflix because it's convenient, I go to the store and buy the Blu-ray because I like that little bit of extra.
But it's planting a seed. It's like, hey, you have this. I mean, but like, hey, there's this upgrade.
That's your willpower. Though,
I mean, I'm a Sony guy. I love PlayStation. Like, of course, I'm gonna be like, well, now I have to get it. Like,
one thing I'm thinking about though is I'm thinking about like how Xbox One's gonna have a new Xbox coming out, PS4's gonna have new PS4 coming out. But this actually isn't that new. One thing that old Nintendo was really smart about is preemptive planning. They came out with the 64, but they still put that part in it that you could upgrade it later.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do you think that making consoles, obviously they're not this way now, but do you think making consoles, for instance, if the PS4 and Xbox One came out with a preemptive slot to upgrade it, do you think that would have been a better option?
I think it's going to be the way it's going to have to be eventually. If the speed of technology advances, it gets faster and faster. You're going to have consoles that can be upgraded. Like
they're already speculating there won't be consoles after another generation or two.
Yeah.
That everything will just be built into your television. Yeah. So
the box.
Yeah.
Whatever the box.
Well, I mean, this is coming from somebody who was before I even met you guys. I mean, I was a console guy. That's all I ever did. And then like owning a PC blew my mind. I was just like, you know, I like to get on AOL and things like that, like way back in the day.
I like to get on AOL.
Aging yourself.
It's a good time.
But you know, now someone who I own a PC, it's just so much easier to just do it that way. Obviously, we don't get the same, like, you know, we don't get the same games and stuff like that. But it's just like we're going towards that. Like,
You're
it's
still
more PC.
buying upgrades for your PC though.
True. No, absolutely
And
true.
video
But it's
cards
just
aren't
like
cheap anymore.
But same thing. I just
$100
upgraded my
yeah.
hard drive for PS4, and I'm just like, man, it's like owning a PC. This is great.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But-
so, I mean,
The price point sucks, but the ability to be modular and upgrade as you want is a positive. That's one thing that's really nice about PC, as
Yeah.
long as you like PC in the sense that you can always make your PC more powerful.
What's gonna sell it is the tech demos. Like
Yeah.
once we see what the difference is.
I'm really curious on how
Yeah.
much better it's going to look. 'Cause they said
PS4 already looks
graphics
great.
going to look better.
Yeah.
we'll look at. It's gonna be a weird example, but 480p versus like 1080p.
That's a huge difference.
So now it's 1080p to 4000.
Mhm.
So,
I won't watch 480. Nope. It's not
I
important.
just don't do that.
It's not doing
so
it.
I mean, once your eyes get used to it and you go backwards, your eyes are gonna like cry.
Yeah.
So
So overall, it's confirmed. Are you? We talked about this multiple times. Are you interested? I'm gonna say yes. I'm going to be buying the next PS4.
as soon as I have the TV for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's already on my radar to buy a 4K
Which
TV.
is also
so.
kind of interesting because like people who are always like going, and I always read on forums because always like I see these sales on 4K TVs and I'm just like, man, I really want to get one. But they're like, make sure you get the right one because some of them are so freaking like intense that it doesn't even matter
Well,
if you
also make
play
sure
it on
that
your
you have
PlayStation because you're like
something
not
you're
even.
using
Yeah,
that
exactly.
4K for.
Yeah.
I think the PS4K will be that.
Is going to
for
be
me-
the thing. Yeah.
for me. That's going to be why I buy it.
Something to keep
4K
up with
TV.
it. Yeah.
Chris?
Am I gonna buy it?
Yeah.
Probably. Am I happy about it? No.
And with that,
Spoken like
let's move on.
true console guys.
Let's move on
Yeah.
to our next topic, our last topic. Shall we bring it in?
So Ubisoft is following the way of Blizzard with Overwatch now, and their online titles, including Rainbow Six Siege and The Division. You cheat, you're banned. No questions, first time offense, gone.
Permanently.
Yep.
Bye, Felicia.
So, what do you guys think about the trend of this happening now in online gamings through AAA companies, of them not being as forgiving as they used to be?
I think overall it's a good thing. I mean, hackers do such a fucking negative thing to communities. There are games I straight up will stop playing and be done with. Even up till now, I can go back to them because of the bad experience I had with hackers. Now, do I think the permanent banning of first-time offenses is good? For the most part, yeah, but at the same time, I think it's a little harsh. But at the same time, it sends a really, really, really strong message. I think we
Anybody
need
wants
to
to do
send
it,
that
yeah.
message in most games that if you fuck around and you ruin for the companies, their potential to make money, but also the community of enjoying the fucking game, if you're going to threaten that, you don't belong there anymore.
Right.
So I think it's a really good message. I think it's strong, and I think that Ubisoft is always really quick to jump to ideas and also really quick to leave them if they're not well received.
Right.
So if this does not work well, I think they'll abandon it quickly. But overall, I'd like to see where it goes because hackers fucking ruin games.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to try and cheat or hack in a AAA game like Overwatch or Division, you know what you're asking for. Like, if you're going to do it, and we were talking about this a little bit, I brought up Combat Arms, but games like that, it's free to play. It's like, okay, like you know what you have a chance of running into when you play a game like that. It's like, well, there's no regulation really on it. I mean,
It's almost
sometimes
like an expectation when you play free-to-play games.
yeah,
You
I
assume
mean,
it's
it's like
gonna
that's
happen.
fine. But if you're kind of like a game that people like that we spend $60 on, and Overwatch is a great game, like I have no problem spending that much money on it. I want to have fun with it. If I go into it and someone's gonna wreck that time, like I'm gonna quit the game. I don't want to play
That's
it.
a really good point too.
Yeah.
We spend $60. We all spend $60 on the fucking game. $40.
$40. Yeah.
But we spend.
Division,
we
yeah.
all spend the money equally. We all want the equal experience of enjoying the game, and then somebody else also spent the money, but they also ruin our experience. Of course, that fucking sucks. Nobody wants to fucking deal with that.
So that's sending a message to the company, just like, well, because like I said, like if that happens to me, I just quit the game. I'm like, I don't want to play this. It's not
I
fun.
do the same thing.
And
I don't
then,
want to deal with it. I'm not gonna trudge through it and hope it gets better.
so in that sense, it's smart for them to ban people like that, because you go into a game like that, you should expect there's not gonna be a slap on the wrist, be like, well, that was funny. Let me try to do it another time. And like, where does it stop?
Well, there's that story too of the guy on Overwatch who fucking hacked. They kicked him out. He came back, bought another copy, hacked, kicked him out. We talked about it on the last
that's
Taste
insane,
Cast.
but-
And then he came back, changed his computer, and they still were like, "Hey, we remember you. Get the fuck out of here!" Like, that is really strict. But at the same time, great message. That motherfucker knows not to do that anymore.
That's some serial killer shit. Like, who is like? I mean, trolling is a thing. I mean, we know, everybody knows what trolling is, but that takes that shit to a new level.
Yep.
That is like, and people, and I bring up Twitch, but people will do that shit all the time. Like, will make accounts and sub to people to like talk shit in their in their chat rooms. They will ban them. They'll just come back again and keep doing it. I'm like, that is insane to me. Like, who, like that? You're paying money to do this. Like,
How pathetic is your life?
I don't even want to think about that. Like, it's like Kevin Spacey and Seven.
It's a
just
downward
fucking sitting there.
spiral. I swear, these people buy the fucking game because they want to play it like the rest of us. They enjoy it or whatever. But then they get access through whatever website they were on a forum. They're like, hey, there's a fucking hack.
This is
they
easy.
download it.
Yeah.
And it's not that they suck at the game. A lot of people assume the hackers fucking suck and they need the hacks. They don't need the hacks. It's a god complex. They want
Yeah,
something
we
that
talked
you
about
don't
this
have.
plenty of times,
They
yeah.
want to fucking destroy you and fucking
want you
just
to know that they
live
can
in
do it,
moment
yeah.
of you being pissed because they have access to something. It's like people with information, they're ready to fucking spoil it for
Yeah.
you. They want to be that guy to give it
Oh,
to
dude,
you.
it's just, same people, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Same fucking people, man.
Chris, Chevy, what do you think?
Good.
I think it's going to be eventually probably an industry standard for these types of games where you have to pay to play.
Do you hope for that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
There's plenty of times where I'm playing games. Like, I've played Team Fortress a lot of times, and I know that you don't pay to play that one. But, like, you're playing, you're having fun, you get a little competitive for sure. And then someone's just, like, fucking blows you out of the fucking water with these crazy, insane hacks, and you're like, the fuck? And it's just aggravating to no end. And I don't play Team Fortress anymore because I don't want to bother with fucking hackers.
One quick thing. It's
Is
fun.
there a lot of hackers in Team Fortress?
Not anymore.
No.
Now they got Overwatch.
Cody, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it's just it's because I'm not like a true PC gamer, especially FPSs, but it's like.
I think at this point you are.
Well, yeah,
long
but
enough.
I don't like more console, and it's like
Yeah.
this stuff is not it happens, but it's not as known. But when someone is good, like say Widowmaker and Overwatch, when I get killed, I'm just like, man, that guy's really good. Until I see them like aiming at the wall and they're just like shooting into the wall and headshotting me every time. Then because you have the kill cam and everything. But it's like most of the time in those games, I just assume that this person's better than I am.
Yeah.
I'm just like-
Which brings me to something. I personally have not seen a hacker in Overwatch.
I haven't either.
Has anybody seen one?
No.
No? So apparently it's working.
I've seen a lot of people bitching and being like, man, this guy is wrecking us, kick him. And I'm like, he just better than we are. I mean,
Yeah.
I've played so many FPSs back when I used PC game a lot on FPSs. I'd play really well, and as soon as I killed like a lot of people, I'd start getting the fucking no, this guy's hacking thing. So in another way, hacking is toxic to the community because at the point where somebody is actually just good, people will straight go for that. They'll assume that there's no possible way this guy's good and that you have to be hacking. So not only does hacking hurt the community because people can't have fun, but also people start turning on each other in that sense, which is another way it hurts. What do you think, Chevy?
I mean, I pretty much share the same opinion as I believe we all do, which is it's a good thing. It's unfortunate that it comes down to that, but it is a good thing to be banning them just for the ecosystem of the game.
Yeah.
The one point I wanted to add is not only is it good for the ecosystem of the game, but it also hurts the people selling the hacks.
Yeah.
So someone else making money off of
Yeah.
Blizzard's product without Blizzard's permission, essentially. So it's just good business for them.
Definitely.
So.
Let us know in the comments below. What do you think about this permanent hacking thing? That's permanent banning on hackers that is kind of taking over games. At this point, we have 3 AAA games that are doing it. I'm assuming that we're gonna have way more doing it after this. It seems like it's working. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Taste Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. We have a lot of them. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. And as always, thank you for watching. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
I'm Cody.
And I'm Chris.
And until the next episode, which should be some gameplay episode in the middle of the week, we'll see you then. Take it easy, guys.